Welcome to Agile and addonsmodules.com. Agile and addonsmodules.com are developers of a wide range of modules and add-ons for the PrestaShop shopping cart system. This tutorial will focus on the use of the new Agile Multiple Shop module, which is an accessory module for Agile Multiple Seller. As we know, PrestaShop 1.5 introduced a multiple store feature that allows a store owner to manage multiple stores from a single back office. Agile Multiple Shop is a module that builds on this new PrestaShop feature to give a multi-seller store owner the ability to offer their sellers their own virtual shop within the main store. What this means is that each seller can now have their own dedicated shop, including pages, logos, and even theme choices within the main store. Each seller can also have their own home page with its own URL, which will display only products from that seller. Sellers can even create their own categories that will display in their shop along with all main store categories. The seller's virtual store within a store does not actually contain its own products or data. All data is still a part of the main store. However, the Multiple Shop module allows store data to be connected to a specific seller, making it appear that the seller's shop is self-contained within the main store. In summary, the PrestaShop multi-store feature allows multiple stores to be configured that will be managed by the store owner and allow the store owner to administrate those stores from a single back office location. Whereas the Agile Multiple Shop module allows multiple virtual shops with individual shop owners to be configured within your store when used in conjunction with the Agile Multiple Seller module. The difference is that PrestaShop multi-store feature allows a single seller to have multiple stores, while Agile Multiple Shop allows multiple sellers to have virtual shops within a single store, which is in turn controlled by the store owner. As mentioned earlier, the Multiple Shop module is an accessory to the Agile Multiple Seller module, so we assume that you have already correctly installed and configured the Agile Multiple Seller module in your store. If you have not, please do so before continuing this tutorial. If you need help with the installation, please see our video tutorial for this module. We will also assume that you have installed the Multiple Shop module. However, we will be covering the configuration of this module in this tutorial. We begin this tutorial logged into the back office and on the dashboard screen. Again, assuming the Agile Multiple Shop module is installed, we will now cover the basic module configuration. To do this, we hover over or click on the Modules tab in the top row menu, then click on the Modules option. Here we see a list of all modules contained in the store. Next, we locate the module by clicking in the search box in the upper left portion of the screen, then typing Agile. From the list of modules that appear, we find the Multiple Shop module and click on it. This module is now displayed in our list. From the options available for this module, we locate the Configure option and click on it to access this module's configuration screen. On this screen, you can set the basic display options. The first option lets you choose whether to show only your store logo, only the seller's logo, or both logos on the same page. Please note that if you choose to show both logos, your store theme must be adjusted to fit them both on screen at the same time. The next option allows you to place a Shop by Seller block in either your store's left column, right column, or set it to not display at all in the store. The position of this block can be adjusted in the Modules tab by clicking on Positions. The next option allows you to set the number of sellers that will be displayed in the Shop by Seller block. Setting this number too high can cause this block to take up a large portion of the column it resides in. The next option lets you choose whether to show the block as a flat list, which means all sellers showing on screen, or as a drop-down list, which means the seller's list only shows when the drop-down is clicked. The final option allows you to choose the column in which to show the Shop by Country block or not to show it at all. Be sure and click the Save button when you have finished setting these options. With Agile Multiple Shop installed, each seller that registers in the store through the Multiple Seller module will automatically be assigned their own shop. As store owner, you have complete control over these shops from the back office. Each seller can maintain their own shop and create their own virtual home page simply by completing their business info page in the My Seller Account section. The contents of the business info page then becomes the seller's home page. Agile Multiple Shop, as mentioned earlier, is built on the new PrestaShop multi-store feature. This means that you can control certain aspects of your seller's shops through this section of the PrestaShop back office by hovering over the Advanced Parameters tab, then clicking on the Multi-Store option. This will display all seller shops under the multi-store tree list. From here, you can choose a seller and modify their URL options, etc. It is important to note at this time that all seller shops must be contained within the default group. The Multiple Shop module is built around this requirement. Assigning a shop to any group other than default will cause that shop to be non-functional. Here you can click on Group, Default, then choose a seller's shop. This allows the admin to set the shop name for the back office and to set the seller's default theme for their shop. Remember that each seller can use a different theme. Also, clicking on the shop name in the multi-store tree list on the left, then clicking on the Edit button on the right for this shop, allows the admin to modify various URL parameters for this shop when necessary. Normally, most of the default options that were automatically set for each seller are best left in place and no changes should be made. As a final explanation of this feature, let's look once more at the seller's shop listing. Here you can see the seller's shop name and URL. Without the seller's URL extension, in this case test-seller, this link would take a user to the store's home page. With the extension this module adds for the seller, however, this link will take a user directly to the seller's home page, as seen when we click on this link. If the need arises, the store admin has the ability to change or modify almost every aspect of a seller's shop. This can be useful when you need to assist the shop owner in managing certain aspects of their shop. For instance, in the back office, the admin can hover over the Administration tab, then click on the Seller Business Info option and choose a seller. On this screen, the admin can add, modify, or delete information that was entered in the Seller's Business Info tab from the front office. Hovering over the Administration tab, then clicking the Employees option, allows you to edit the employee record. Each seller is also an employee. Editing an employee record allows you to modify various other options for the seller, such as basic seller information, back office defaults when seller logs in, employee status, etc. So, what else does this module do for the seller? Multiple Shop adds a new block in your store called Shop by Seller, as shown here. This block can be positioned using the module's position feature of PrestaShop. With this new block, customers can search for sellers by name, type, and location. Clicking the Shop by Seller block title will display a page listing all sellers and allow the customer to filter this list by type and location. This makes it extremely easy for a customer to find a particular seller in the store. And as we mentioned earlier in this video, while in the seller's shop, the customer will see only products sold by this particular seller. When the customer is ready to leave the seller's shop and return to the main store, they can click the main store logo if available as shown here, or assuming you have a link to the home page of the store in your main navigation bar, they can simply click on that option. In addition, the breadcrumb link shown here can also always be used to return to the store home page. This module also adds a block called Shop by Country, which allows your customers to filter or search by country or region. In the near future, this module will also allow the implementation of multiple levels of location. As mentioned earlier in the initial description, each seller will have their own virtual shop within your store, with a friendly URL that can be used as a link to take customers directly to a seller's shop from outside the store. This friendly URL, as well as the shop name, can be changed by the seller from their front office business info screen as shown here. The seller will not be able to use the same URL as another seller in the store. On this same screen, the seller can upload their own shop logo. The display of logo is controlled on the module configuration screen. If the setting in the module configuration screen is set to store logo only, then only the store logo will show. If the option is set to seller logo only, then only the seller's logo will show on their shop page. If the option is set to both store and seller logo, then both logos will be displayed. However, if you choose to display both logos, your store template will need to be modified to accommodate both logos, or the page will not display correctly. This partial screenshot is an example of the seller page with the option set to store logo only. This screenshot shows an example when set to seller logo only. And this screenshot shows an example when set to both store and seller logos. When using the Agile Multiple Seller module, adding the Agile Multiple Shop module can be very advantageous because it allows you as store administrator to offer your sellers a much more structured and enhanced way to sell their products, and give the sellers more control over their own space within the store. It also offers visitors to the store an enhanced way to shop for products because they can shop store-wide or focus on a specific vendor's products. This concludes the tutorial overview of the Agile Multiple Shop module. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out all our Agile module products. See you in the next video. And thank you for choosing Agile and addonsmodules.com.